Hello everybody, I'm OCDsaster and this is OCDsaster Blue, my Sonic exclusive channel where everything we do here is Sonic related, so if that sounds like something your speed, consider checking out some other videos after this one and subscribing. It really does help. In celebration for the open beta test for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds this week, this Friday, August 29th, I have decided to go ahead and do two videos for you, one of my top 5 concerns for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, and the other being the top 5 things I'm most excited for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. So, in this video, we're going to be covering my top 5 concerns. Now, before you all start getting angry and typing in the comment section, I want to preface this is just based off of what I've seen from trailers and stuff of that nature. I have not yet played the game, and so these concerns might not actually be anything by the time the beta comes out or even the game itself. Everything might be fixed. So these are just concerns I have for when it launches, but again, it could be absolutely nothing. I could just be a worrywart and everything's going to be fine and perfect. We can only hope so, and we'll just have to wait and see. We don't have that much longer. So let's get into my top 5 concerns for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. For this list, I'm starting at number 5 and going up to number 1, 1 being my most concerned thing for this game, alright? So number 5 is going to be that the extreme gear is not good. Listen, in all of my videos, I've talked about how much I love Sonic Riders as a Sonic racing game, and I'm very excited that Extreme Gear is finally coming back into Sonic Racing. My only concern is when it comes to the balancing of the game, that the Extreme Gear will just not be as good as the karts. It's such a non-issue thing, but as someone that loves Sonic Riders a lot, I really hope that the Extreme Gear is balanced enough to compete with the other karts and doesn't have too many limitations to it. My number 4 concern for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds is clunky controls. I actually touched on this a little bit in my last video on kart transformations in Sonic racing games, and I'm going to reiterate my statement here where I think the weight and control of a vehicle in a racing game is very important. If it feels too slippery, too light, or even too heavy, it can really disillusion the player that they're in an actual vehicle. And I just really hope that Sonic Racing CrossWorlds finds that balance where you actually feel like you're driving in a car, flying a plane, and bobbing up and down with the buoyancy of a boat. These are all important things that I think could be over-tuned or under-tuned if not looked at correctly. So we're going to have to see how that feels when it comes to the open beta this Friday. Alright, my third concern for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds is the servers are too slow. Now, if you play video games that have online services, you know this more than anyone else, that the server health and the server speeds are crucial for these multiplayer online games. And I just really hope that they make sure these servers are up and running and that it's not too slow to get into lobbies for matchmaking, and it just is a quick and snappy sort of thing, or at least they give you something to do while you're waiting for people to join lobbies, because that's where things could slow down. And for a racing game, you really want to keep going and get back into the action. Now, the whole point of these open beta tests is to make sure that the servers can handle a high load of people joining the game. So we might not have the best connection or the fastest server speeds on Friday, but that's for them to test and make sure that they can approve it for launch. So I'm really hoping that they get a lot of feedback and a lot of data from this open beta test, so that way these servers aren't slow, because that is my third concern. What is my second concern for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds? Well, it's kind of in the same vein, not so much with the servers, but for the matchmaking, ranking, and overall meta for this game. I am very nervous, guys, that after playing the beta, we're already going to have super tryhards, you know the ones, that are just going to completely obliterate every single person online and then smurf account and just make the whole experience as miserable as possible as quickly as possible. This is my concern, and I just really hope that Sega and Sonic Team are prepared for constantly updating the game so that way people don't have you know, these certain carts or customizations that are just always going to be in the broken meta. But also I hope they have a well-balanced matchmaking system and ranking system, so that way people can't abuse Smurf accounts and just make this experience overall miserable for everyone else. I don't know how this is going to go. Hopefully I'm just being, you know, a little bit dramatic and it's going to be fine, but we'll just have to wait and see. As someone that's played online multiplayer games before, I just see like after like a week or two, people really start to get a little bit crazy when it comes to the online experience. So that is my number 2 concern for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, is that the matchmaking and ranking system are going to be a little bit broken along with the meta, and that they're not going to be patching and updating things fast enough to combat that. And then my number 1 biggest concern for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, it's actually kind of obvious, and I just won't like the game. Not for any particular reason, it's just that I don't end up liking it. I start to play it and I get bored of it for whatever reason, or it just doesn't speak to me. This is my biggest concern, and you can never really truly know until you've actually played a game. And I'm one of those people, as if you've been following the channel, subscribed, what have you, I don't just blindly like things. I can't just be like, oh, I'm a Sonic fan, therefore I will like this Sonic game. The best example is Sonic Superstars. I was optimistic about it because Frontiers was really good and some other previous Sonic games were decent enough. But once I played it, I was like, it's okay. But like, I'm not actively going back to play Superstars, right? So you can be a Sonic fan and not like every single Sonic game. So that is my biggest concern. It's just that after all this hype, all this build up, I just don't like the game that much, and it's a genuine concern, but I also think it's one that I not necessarily have to worry too much about, because when it comes to Sonic and Sonic Racing games, you know, I tend to have a good time, so we'll just have to wait and see. But guys, these are my 5 biggest concerns for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. What did you think of them? Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know your concerns if you have any. If you don't, that's fine. Let me know that as well. I have tons of other Sonic related videos here on the channel, CrossWorlds related and otherwise, so please feel free to check those out on my channel page. I would really appreciate it. I'm OCDsaster, and I hope you have a super Sonic rest of your day. See ya.